Okay, so we're going to talk about the dismissive attachment style, the emotional unavailable person. And tapping on this, and we're going to continue on the series of attachment styles, because the reason why I'm doing these type of videos is because we all have a certain attachment style. And I think that you have to fully be aware of what type of attachment style you have, because without knowing your attachment style, you won't really know the root of why you keep attracting the people that you keep attracting, whether it's friends, whether it's romantically, whatever. You won't really understand the depths of why do you keep attracting certain people, certain particular people in your life, without knowing the root of your attachment style. So that's why I do these videos, because we really do need to self-reflect to really figure out, what is my attachment style? Why do I have this attachment style? And what is the root of it? Okay. So I'm going to do the first part of this video, and we're just going to be breaking down what is the dismissive attachment style, meaning the emotional unavailable person. And understand that that's just not men. A lot of women carry this same attachment style. Okay. So we're going to get into that. And then in the second video, I will begin to break down just the things and understand this. To every attachment style, understand you're never going to get to heal from that attachment style. So if you have the anxious, preoccupied attachment style, until you get to the root of why you have that, then your healing won't be as effective. It'll always be a surface level healing. And you'll always end up attracting these same people back, because you're not getting to the root of it. So every attachment style, you need to get to the root of why it's like that for you. And then you can understand fully the areas you need to heal and how to heal, and allow God to show you how he can heal you, in what way. Okay. Jumping straight into the video. That was just my little intro. Oh, and check me out on YouTube. This is one of my brand shirts too. Pure Positive Divine Vibes. So check me out on YouTube. I am up to 150 subscribers. I always say slow progress is great progress, and it's better than no progress. So just like my little spiel of encouragement to everybody, like if you are trying to write a book, if you're trying to be on YouTube, if you're trying to do whatever, if you're trying to do a clothing brand, whatever, understand that your progress is not going to be like everybody else's progress. You know what I'm saying? So just always stay in your own lane, because you may see somebody else that skyrocket off, and yours may be in a more slower process. But understand that if you stay in your own lane and not compare your success and your progress to the next, I promise you, you're going to always stay grateful for the little progress you make. And I promise you, I came from 8 subscribers to 154 in over like 3 days. And so, sorry about that. Sorry, you guys. So I just encourage y'all to stay focused, continue to do what you are doing, and just know that it's all worth it in the end. Okay. So we're going to jump right into it. So let's talk about the dismissive attachment style, the emotional unavailable person. Now, what that looks like is that when you have a dismissive attachment style, what that means is that, whether man or woman, when you start to get too close to somebody, or it becomes a level of intimacy for them, or they have to expose any type of emotion that may make them vulnerable in any way, shape, or form, they will completely detach, disconnect. Okay. It's like they will put a wall up, because what happens is they fear feeling any type of vulnerability. They fear feeling any type of emotions. They fear intimacy. So when you are dealing with a person that's a dismissive attachment style, you have to understand that emotionally they are unavailable. Okay. And so what happens is that if you're in a lot of times with this dismissive attachment, they tend to always go after the people with the anxious style attachment. And with that, in the people that have the anxious style attachment, they always seem to be drawn and go after the people with the dismissive attachment style. Okay? And the reason why that is because when you have a dismissive attachment style and a person has this dismissive attachment style, or they're emotionally unavailable, okay, what happens is that the reason why the dismissive attachment style person will go after that anxious preoccupied person, because if you look at the anxious preoccupied person, they always want to give love, give, no matter what, right? It can break their heart to pieces, but they always want to give until they have nothing, okay? And what happens is with the dismissive, the reason why they go after the anxious style attachment person is because the dismissive person wants to constantly receive the love, but they never want to have to give it. So if they can connect with somebody that's always giving that love, like the anxious person, then the dismissive person never has to give the love. They're just going to keep receiving it. So the exchange is so dysfunctional, and it's not going to work that way, okay? And eventually, the anxious style person will continue to keep trying to push the dismissive person to love them a certain way. And because because the dismissive attachment style person does not want to feel anything emotionally, and emotionally is unavailable, they will never give that anxious that person their love. They will never be able to fully give that person. And it's just not the anxious person. It can be just any person. You see what I'm saying? Any woman, any man. So when you are dealing particularly with a person with this dismissive attachment style, what you have to understand is that they will never be able, I'm not going to say never, let me correct myself, I'm sorry, because some people do heal from it. We'll go into the second video. But with this type of attachment style, they will start to fear intimacy. They will start to feel getting close to you. They will start to feel any type of emotion. So the minute they feel anything, instantly they go cold. Instantly they put up a wall. Instantly they do everything possible not to feel no type of emotions. Okay. And so a lot of time with this type of attachment style, they will be the type of people where they will either throw themselves into work all the time, meaning to kind of not have to feel no emotions or feel things. They always work. No matter what you know about them, they always working. So that's why their money are always good and on point, because they always working, because they're emotionally unavailable. They don't want to have to feel anything, any type of emotion. Okay. Now, in another form, you can tell you're dealing with this type of person is because they will more so, you can get there. What happens is that in the beginning, when you first meet a dismissive person, a dismissive attachment person, they'll come off really charming, really sweet, really charismatic, really just there, like, wow, like I really like this person. And they have to come off that way, because if they come off detached, or if they come off emotionally unavailable in the beginning, you're not going to deal with them. So they have to come off this way. And then and don't get me wrong, it's not that that's genuinely not who they are. That's who they are. But once you start to get in a relationship, or it starts to go deeper in the dating process, you start to see how emotionally unavailable this person is to your emotions, okay? And what happens is when they start to get in a relationship or a serious dating situation, they'll completely change on you. So you'll be expressing your emotions and thinking you're going to have this person going to meet your emotional needs, and the whole time they'll be shut off. They don't want to feel your emotions, let alone feel theirs, okay? And a lot of times when women and men date these type of people, they think that they can go in and change these type of people. But what you have to understand, and I say in every video, nobody can change another person but only God and themselves, unless they're willing to step into changing for themselves, okay? So when you're dealing with this person with this dismissive attachment style, you have to understand they are going to do multiple things to keep up that brick wall. They're going to do a lot of different things to keep from feeling any type of vulnerability or any emotions, okay? So a lot of times they will throw themselves in work all the time. They will be workaholics, like constantly. And they do that because they don't want to feel any emotions. They don't want to feel anything. And even if they are doing that, they're still feeling it, but they don't want to have to deal with it or cope with it. And another thing that they'll do to become emotionally unavailable, not feel any type of emotions, is some men and women, they can deal with this type of person, and the men can have a sad chick, you know what I'm saying? Or the woman can have a sad dude, you know what I'm saying? And they do that because if they can disconnect themselves from that other person that they really care about and love, they don't have to feel them type of emotions that deeply, okay? Because they have something to occupy their time too. And another thing with this kind of dismissive attachment style with a person is that they will quickly judge another person's flaws, okay? So they can look at you and you can just be eating in front of them and they'll say, ooh, I can't stand the way she eat. Or you can walk past them and they'll be like, ugh, look at her walk, it's ugly. Or he can walk past you and she'll be like, ugh, look at how he look, I don't like him today. So they very judgmental. And the reason why they're judgmental like that is because they have to form some type of judgment to disconnect themselves from you, to not feel any emotions. They have to form them type of judgments, because if they form a judgment about you, that means it gives them the opportunity to put up a wall and to not have no emotional connections to you at all. Because why? Their judgment is blocking any type of emotion or any type of emotional connection they could have had with you, right? Because they're seeing your flaws. They're not seeing beyond it. They're just sternly focusing in on your flaws. And I say this because when I tell y'all that I've dealt with a lot of I've dealt with a lot of emotional unavailable people, okay? Whether it was friendships, whether it was romantically, I've dealt with it all. And that's why I know so well what this type of attachment style looks like. And I know so well what the anxious attachment style and the dismissive attachment style looks like so well in a relationship, because I've been there, done that, okay? So when you deal with this person, you have to understand that this is another way you can catch it kind of early when you're dealing with one. When you're starting to tell them about certain emotions you feel or whatever, and you're starting to be very emotional, you'll start to see them kind of go real cold. It's like they get real uncomfortable around you, because why? You're expressing emotions, and because they are emotionally unavailable, they don't want to hear or feel or see any type of emotions. So if you cry around somebody that's emotionally unavailable, they're not going to feel anything for you. Why? Because they're emotionally unavailable. They don't want to even have to feel those type of emotions for themselves, let alone to have to be responsible to feel that when it comes to you or another person. So that's what happens when you deal with the person with this dismissive attachment style. And I'm going to go into the second video where we're going to just tap into when it comes to healing. Okay, so I will be back. I love you guys. You guys be blessed, and I'll see you in a minute. All right.